What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? We are now live. So let's get to it. So this video might be all over the place. I just gotta release some thoughts. I'm gonna release the things that's been going on in my mind. So I could release this shit. I think we have a full moon in Scorpio and sun in Aquarius. I don't know, but let's get to it. So what I've noticed about my life is that like I feel like I have the drive, I have the motivation, I have the fire to get things done, to attract and get the things I want out of life. I have the motivation, I have the desire, and I feel like I have the life experience to do that. But the thing that's holding me back, what I've noticed after like doing a lot of like self-reflection and some crying it out and like some grieving, is the fact that one of my biggest obstacles and setbacks that's gonna make it hard for me to actually get the things I want out of life and to help other people is to my biggest weakness in this lifetime is connections and love. So what I mean by connections and lack of love is that growing up, I never received proper care, proper nurturing, or proper love. So my mother, she's very like, as a baby when you're born, your first primary caretaker is your mother, right? So unfortunately, my mother is not necessarily evil or psychotic, but she has a lot of narcissistic tendencies and she's very cold-hearted because unfortunately, in this lifetime, I guess I decided to choose to experience breaking generational curses. So that comes at a price of being around cold-hearted family members. So my first primary caretaker was my mother, so she was very cold hearted. So growing up as a baby and up till now, like I never received the proper nurturing or the proper love. This is why I have a lot of like abandonment issues, rejection issues, and whenever I come into relationships or connections, I have a codependency and or I'm vibrating at a certain energy to where I'm attracting emotionally unavailable people and people who aren't reciprocating the same energy I'm giving them because it's subconscious, and you know how this bullshit human experience works. So whatever's on your unconscious and subconscious mind, you're gonna attract that in a physical reality. What goes in goes out. I forgot what it's called, but because whatever happens spiritually happens in the physical, and definition of spiritually is like it could be your mental health, right? So it could be mentally. This is why when you're in the right headspace mentally, you're able to get the things you want out of life, or because life is gonna feel a lot more easy. This is why when people like Chauncey one talks about like fasting and doing breath work and yoga and qigong, it helps with the mind. And just like what Chauncey one, where the mind goes, the body goes. So if your mind is right, your body's gonna be right. You know. This is why you can have a healthy body, but if your mind is not right, it's not going to correlate to the physical body or to your reality. So this is why, like, and check out New Mind Frame. I recommend all my audiences, all my subscribers, all my viewers. I really recommend subscribing and watching New Mind Frame. Binge watch all of her videos. She has two channels. She has New Mind Frame Tarot and New Mind Frame. Binge watch all of her videos. I'm gonna start binge watching her videos again. I'm gonna start studying them. I'm gonna take her videos a lot more seriously this year because she talks about how to heal the body, like how to heal the mind and your subconscious, like how to heal the psychology, and and she talks about like self-love affirmations you can give yourself, and that's what I'm gonna really study and take heed, especially on her Patreon and shit like that, it's some real good information if you're able to apply it, and it is also entertaining and fun watching her videos too. But yeah, but that's when I came to the conclusion. In this lifetime, I have the motivation, I have the fire, I have the drive to want more things out of life and to get those things. I have the tools to do that. But again, what's holding me back is my lack of nurturing, my lack of connection. I desire, and ironically, I'm a Scorpio moon, and I'm a Scorpio rising, and I'm a Scorpio Mars, and so I've a lot of Scorpio placements on my big three. So that's really intense, and especially with Scorpio moons, they really crave deep, intense connections. So right from the get-go, how life or God or the universe or spirit is blocking me from experiencing proper care and proper nurturing and proper love. Like I lack a lot of feminine energy through outside sources. So that's the only thing that's holding me back pretty much. Because if you're born around parents who are very neglectful, and even my real father, like he was, even though he's present, my parents divorced when they're like 14, so um he's very neglectful, he's very absent, and he's a piece of shit. Like he's just like man, like it's crazy how like the older you get, the more you realize like how much your parents ain't shit. I'm not saying like, you know, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm ungrateful. No, it's not that. It's just that like my family, my parents, like I could see how toxic, I can see through the toxic ways. And the more I'm doing the healing work, I just can't be around them, you know? So it sucks knowing that you're born around the wrong parents and who done a fucking horrible job of raising you. So now you got to pick up the pieces and pick yourself back up, you know? And I blame God. I blame the universe. I'm not like most people where like they either play victim or like they just, I don't know, man. Like how my mindset is, I view everything as spiritual. So all the painful experiences, all the bullshit and spiritual attacks, and these are facts too. I'm not just saying that shit like most people. No, these are actual facts. Because I know. I do blame God. I do blame the universe. I blame my ancestors, and I blame my higher self and my spirit for putting me through this shit. And unfortunately, the reason why I'm experiencing those things because I'm a strong ass spirit, and I'm not the only one experiencing this. A lot of other people are experiencing this as well. And just like what Chauncey once said, like the more powerful your spirit is, the more bullshit and the more hard ass shit you're going to experience. You know, so and but the more like obstacles and hardships you face, once you're able to overcome it and get to the other side, you're gonna attract a lot of great things into your life, and that's a fucking fact. Usually with a lot of all these spiritual YouTubers you see that are the reasons why they have so much wisdom and knowledge and they're able to dish out multiple videos is because I feel like I could be wrong, but I feel like with these YouTubers and me included, like we experience a lot of shit before the collective. So or maybe I mean but, like we experience it at the same time, but I feel like we experience it like more like head on, and then the collective experiences that shit. This is why we're able to make videos to prepare or to help the collective go through what we're going through. So, for example, you see Chauncey one, right? Let's see, Chauncey one like earlier in his life, like he been through a lot of like health complications and he been through a lot of like health issues, you know, like the issues with his teeth where like he almost died because he had a tooth infection and like the bloodstream what then blood was infected and it was going through his body, then he could have died or something like that. And like knowing that, but like he wasn't taking care of his health like that, and knowing that, but he also had like other like mental like stuff that he had to go through that was hard to overcome. So when he was experiencing that shit, the only thing that was able to help him heal, overcome was through fasting and through like intense like stretching and yoga and stuff like that. And now he's able to, and now he overcame that, and now he's teaching people and what helped him got over that. Like he almost had a near death experience, but what helped save them was his fasting, him not consuming foods, and doing a lot of yoga and breath work. But that came in later. But more so was fasting, and no doctors teach that shit. Like that shit wasn't mainstream. Like he just used his intuition and he listened to the spirit, and that's what happened. And now he's teaching people, but now he's getting results, becoming more healthier. And now he's adding qigong, he's adding yoga stretches and other stuff. And you see how he's teaching the collective. Now he's teaching a lot of people through his YouTube content. People may not. There are people who do understand what he's saying, but even people aren't to understand what he's saying, a couple years down the road or in the future, people are going to start doing what he's going to do, you know? And that's what I'm getting at. That's an example, but it could be like other YouTubers who experience a lot of harsh, horrible shit. Like they've been through hell and now they're able to overcome it and now they're able to dish out videos. And now the collective, now they're experiencing similar things. So that's how these YouTubers are able to help guide and help the collective be in the right path pretty much, or to help give them guidance on what the fuck is going on pretty much. Same thing with narcissism. It's a long video, but but yeah, but I'm just pissed off, man. Like I'm very jaded. I'm very jaded. I'm very pissed off. I'm very like I'm pissed. I'm angry. I'm bitter because of what I had to experience growing up and currently, you know? Like it's not fair that like my family members are very abusive. It's not fair that they're very toxic and I had to cut all them off. That's just not fair. Like not is not just a select few family members. It's my father, it's my mother, my siblings, is my grandma, is all of them. They're all pretty much against me. Simply because I'm meant to break generational curses and they're all influenced by the fucking devil. So it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. Along with experiencing a twin flame journey to where like I've experienced a horrible ass connection and my heart was broken. So it was just it's a lot, man. It's frustrating, but like I mentioned in my old videos, for my like I feel like God or the universe or the spirit, they know who you are. Like they know what triggers you. They know what's gonna fuck you up. So I feel like God, what God is doing, God is not, God is preventing me from meeting like-minded people and to meet heart-to-heart connections. This is why I never been in a romantic relationship like that. I never had an intense connection or relationship. Well, I did experience intense connections, but I've never been in an actual relationship, or like I never been around a loving like family members or just people who have my back, you know. Had friends who betrayed me. I had friends who stole money from me. So I can't really trust people like that. And unfortunately, Scorpio moons, they're known for experiencing a lot of shit like that. So I'm not so I'm the type of person where I could observe my life experiences, but I'm also studying astrology and how this shit plays into my astrological placements. So I feel like I lived a very rough life. I understand people have a harder, people experience similar things, but I'm talking to myself. My this YouTube is my therapy, but I just feel like I lived a very rough, a very hard life. It's just the reason why people don't know that or they haven't noticed that, or maybe I just don't look like I've been through a lot. Is because I'm very good at overcoming obstacles, either that or I'm very good at hiding on what I've been through in life, or I'm not expressive when it comes to that, or like I don't show it, you know. But because I battle a lot of shit through silence. Like a lot of people who know me in real life, they don't know a goddamn thing of what I had to go through growing up. They don't know a goddamn thing. um yeah, but it's rough. It's like because like every night, like like before I go to sleep, I'll just lay in my bed and I'll just think of all this shit I've experienced every night. I'm just shocked on the things I've been through, and I'm just like I'm in disbelief on what spirit wanted me to experience in this lifetime, you know. And if you're watching this video, you're probably like thinking like, oh, you shouldn't blame God or spirit for for you experiencing unfortunate situations, you know, like family abuse and family trauma, which I understand where you guys are coming from, or I understand where other people are coming from. But again, like I mentioned in my old video, this is how my mindset is. Other people's mindsets, they may think that, oh, it's not God's fault, it's not the universe's fault. If anything, you have to go to them to give you guidance and strength to overcome it, which is fine. And I do that to a certain extent. But me, I like to be real at the same time. I like to be realistic. I don't like to be new age, even though I do have some new age beliefs. I'm still programmed. That makes sense to me. But I try to be realistic as much as possible. Yes, unfortunately, I do believe that God, my spirit, or my higher self, or the universe, they did in fact put me through all this shit just so I could learn lessons, pretty much, which is fucked up. Or either that was for like my mission, like to break generational curses. This is why I'm experiencing a lot of like narcissistic friendships, narcissistic relationships, narcissistic family, everything. Like every connection I've been in, I had to cut these people off. And even if I'm forced to be around them, I'm so forced to cut them off. And even if I'm not obligated to be around them, I cut them off. It's fucked up, but new my frame on her channel, she mentioned that on her latest video that she mentioned that narcissist on her title, she made a video a couple of days. The title says the title said that narcissists are demons sent to distract you or to, I think, destroy you off your path. And when she made that video, she was saying how like more than likely, if you experience narcissistic family or narcissistic people trying to target you, then it's a fact that you're pretty much meant for to experience something extremely special, you know? So whenever I watch a video, I always like replay that back. And even though all the bullshit and unfair and unjust situations I've been in, and I mentioned this in my old videos where I feel like like the amount of shit I've experienced, the average person would have be put would have been on jail or in prison, or someone would have gotten killed. I feel like I could have easily gone to prison. I could have easily gone to jail, or I could have easily taken a life. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just very like mentally strong. I have a lot of self control. Maybe I'm just very wise to where like I know what to do, what not to do. I don't know. Maybe it's because of God or the universe or my spirit protecting me. I really don't know. But I'm just shocked how like the amount of like bullshit I've had to experience, the amount of anger too. Like the amount of anger inside my heart. Like I'm just very shocked. We're like I haven't done those things yet. You know. So it's insane. You know, life is very traumatizing. Life is very traumatizing. People like to ignore it. People like to bypass it. People like to not pay attention to it. But deep down, everyone is traumatized. Everyone is mentally disturbed. People want to say it's society, it's the money system, it's the Rothschilds, it's the Illuminati, it's the J words, it's the people in power, the corrupt government in power, which it is a fact, yes, that they do play a role. The money system, the corrupt money system, these 9 to 5 jobs do play a role. But at the same time, I also feel like it's the nature of this human experience. It's the nature of this timeline, this reality, and this realm we're in. I feel like that's the problem. That's what's causing a lot of human suffering, you know? Because there's a lot of demonic warfare at play at the same time. That's why a lot of people are becoming more mentally ill. A lot of people are there's an increase in violence. I think violence always been going on, but that just shows you the nature of this realm. Where like it's a hellish experience, pretty much. You know, this is why like I always think the older I'm getting, I'm always thinking in the back of my head where like I'm not bypassing my traumas, my problems, but I always think to myself like I could always be put in a worse situation because there are people who are going through hell right now. People, first off, we're all going through hell, but there are people who are going through much worse. You know, people are getting burned alive. People are getting like raped. They're missing their body parts. They're experiencing poverty. They're hungry. They don't have shelter, and people are just going through horrible divorces, cheating, betrayal, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's fucked up. But like the older I'm getting, the more I'm thankful of like I'm not in a situation to where like I'm in a lot of pain to where I can't even function properly, right? Even though I still am in pain, but at least I'm able to at least get out of bed and go to work and be productive in this bullshit ass, fake ass, evil ass, corrupt ass society, you know? Um but where was I? But yeah, but overall, life is traumatizing without a doubt. A lot of people, you'll be surprised. A lot of people behind closed doors, well, everyone. Well, of course, we all know this, but we all experience grief. We all of us cry. All of us like experience a lot of. We're all mentally disturbed. Is because of this world. I don't want to sound corny, but like I remember like I'm gonna revert back in 2017 where I was with my twin flame. And after like that one day where like we were spending together and like we were like kissing, I guess. And after like we were done kissing, like it felt like time had stopped and I felt like I was in a different dimension. And then once we stopped seeing each other because we had to leave after we were dating and shit, I just couldn't get her off my mind. And then the next following day, I just felt like the whole world was like just shallow. I couldn't explain it. Like while I was with her, I felt like I was in cloud nine and I felt like I was in a different dimension. I feel like I was in a fourth or fifth dimension because everything seemed so high vibrational and I felt so unconditionally loved. And then after we split apart, and even before we broke up and even before we fought, like even when I wasn't with this person, like I just remember like everything seemed so like dull. This whole like I feel like I fell down from the fifth realm to like the higher realm all the way to a lower realm, which is the third realm. And I just remember I'll never forget like how depressed I felt. I feel like it's hard to explain when people talk about there's higher realms, um, like, hang on, is someone put laughing emojis? But when someone's putting, where was I? But like, it's hard to explain because I feel like, again, I could be dead wrong. Maybe I'm making this up in my imagination, but it was weird though, cause like I feel like when I was with this person, I felt like I was in the higher dimension, and then once we didn't see each other, I felt like I fell to a lower dimension, and like I missed that person. Even though I could have easily texted that person, I could have easily called that person. I just didn't want to because the love was so intense, and that like I just felt like it was too good to be true, or like what I've experienced wasn't real, or like I felt like this person um was like trying to like play some type of game, or like this person wasn't serious, or this person didn't feel how I felt. So I was scared of that person. So I remember once that day after we dated and kissed and all that, like I was hiding from that person. Like I was scared of that person. Like I didn't want to interact with her. I think I didn't text her. I didn't like hit her up in like 10 days because the feelings were so intense. Like I remember my root chakra was overstimulated, so it was just, oh no, my sacral chakra was overstimulated, so it was just weird. Like I felt like, and I had a huge headache. Like the day after, like once we saw each other, and the day after we left, I had a huge headache. Like I felt like my head was burning. And when I was researching about twin flames, and they talked about how like that's like a Kundalini symptom, or is some people actually experience like their whole spine burning up, being on fire. With me, it was more so I had a huge headache, but I thought this person got me sick. I thought I felt like I had a fever. I thought I did, but I guess I didn't, and it only lasted for like, because it happened as soon as I woke up that next following day. So that's just fucking crazy. So what the fuck's actually going on? It's like, what the fuck is actually going on? Like it's shit like that where like, man, fuck, man. Like I just wish I had more clarity, cause like the type of shit like, but you see what I'm getting at? You see the type of shit I be experiencing? Am I going fucking crazy? You can tell. Yeah, but this is, I don't know, but yeah, but that twin flame connection was something else. But yeah, but like I said, the best way I could explain it is like when I was with this person, I was in a higher dimension. Even hanging out with this person, everything seemed more vibrant, everything seemed more high vibrational, everything seemed more like enjoy enjoyable and exciting to live. Everything was so mentally stimulating. Now after I haven't seen that person, then that's when everything seems so boring, everything seems so depressive, and it was so bad to the point where like I remember when I was in class, like I felt so tired, I felt so sluggish the day after we were dating, and I had a college class at the next day, and like this whole day, and that was that same day I woke up and I experienced a huge fever, a huge headache, like my head was burning, and that lasted for like an hour, and that's it. Then I had to go straight to class, and then like I felt so tired, I felt sad, I felt confused, I felt like I was experiencing the ego death, I felt like I experiencing dark night of the soul. I feel like it was so bad to like I can't even talk properly. I can't even talk to people because I couldn't. This person was so overwhelmed in my mind. Like I think I was being obsessive with her, or not. But I was, even though I had all those feelings, I still didn't message her. I didn't call her. I didn't hit her up or anything like that. If anything, I was running away from her. This is why twin flames talk about the runner and chaser phase. I was the runner at the time because the feelings were too intense and overwhelming, and that scared the shit out of me. And keep in mind, I had no idea about twin flames. I didn't know anything about soulmates or any type of spiritual connection. I wasn't even on a spiritual journey when that happened. So that was back in 2017. So that shit was fucking trippy. It was so bad where I was in class where I couldn't even talk to people properly. Like someone, like some people were trying to talk to me. They're like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" And it was so bad where like I couldn't even move my mouth. I couldn't even talk to them properly. And if I was trying to talk to them, I was stuttering. I was stumbling over my words and stuff like that. So that shit was fucking crazy. And I remember like it was so bad where like in the middle of class, like the teacher wanted someone to raise their hand so they could read the class. And I remember like I was experiencing I was so tired, I was so like out of it that I raised my hand voluntarily so I could get myself out that funk. And then once I raised my hand to read a book in that fucking class, I remember like me, I'm usually like a good reader, and I read fast because I'll talk fast. But like when I was reading, like I was stuttering a lot. I was stumbling over my words. I couldn't focus properly, and it was bad. Like so, looking back, I don't know what the fuck that was all about. And I wasn't sick or anything. I feel like I was just so overwhelmed by that intense ass connection. Man, like this shit was crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. Looking back, I am sad. I am like I wish I could experience that. Like there are things where I regret doing, where I feel like I don't know. It was just a huge mess. It was just I don't know, man. But it's just oh man, it's kind of sucks where like God will kind of put you through certain situations and like you just don't you're doing the best you can, but like unfortunately I don't know. This is how life is, man. At times, life is gonna put you in situations to where like you have no control over, but you're just doing the best you can, and unfortunately, doing the best you can is not gonna end it in your favor. And at times, life is gonna do that, and you just gotta learn the lessons and let it go, and just learn from it and grieve from it properly. It's fucked up, but fast forward, then yeah, all this other shit happened. But yeah, but that twin flame connection, that was definitely it was some strange shit looking back. It was very there's a lot of synchronicities, and I remember after man, I don't even talk about the part where like we were like fighting and then we broke up. That shit was hell, man. I've already explained that in my other videos, but yeah, anyways, I'm gonna change the topic. Yeah, but I feel like in this lifetime, one of my biggest obstacles, one of my biggest hurdles in this lifetime is lack of love and lack of nurturing connections and lack of deep connections. I crave deep friendships. I crave deep, intense romantic connections, and intense connections like that. So unfortunately, it makes sense on why God or the spirit is kind of preventing me. Like my whole life, God always prevents me from meeting like-minded people. The only time I've met like-minded people was through the internet or through my twin flame. Those were the only times I met like-minded people that were very intense. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense that like no matter how many times I try to manifest like-minded people, no matter how many times I try, no matter how many times I make the effort to do that, it just won't happen because my free will is being blocked because a spirit or a higher power is preventing me from experiencing or to it's preventing me from attracting that shit. I could do all the right things by the book. I could be in the right alignment. At the end of the day, God or spirit, they call the shots. There's only one Chauncey one on his channel said that we do not have free will. He knows what he's talking about because we don't. But it's it's fucked up. But it's fucked up. So once and again, this is why like I'm so like I'm so in tune with I'm so like infatuated with New Mind Frame's channel because with New Mind Frame's channel, she actually talks about how to like love yourself, how to be in the right alignment so you can track and live the type of life you want to live by giving yourself self-love affirmations, by reprogramming your subconscious and unconscious mind so you can like live the type of life you want to live instead of living life based on trauma. New My Frame's channels talks about how to heal from trauma. But again, it's not easy and it's not an overnight process. It's a routine. Like you have to be committed to healing your trauma, because like I said, life is not like black and white. Life is very spiritual. Life doesn't play fair. So like you have to heal the human body, you have to heal the mind. And once you're able to do that, you have to be in the right alignment, you have to have the right energy. And Chauncey only talks about this. But not only that, you can still be in the right energy, but you still probably won't attract the things you want because spirit could still block you from having that shit. Because the only time you actually will get the things you want, just like what Chauncey once said, if you either um like just like what Chauncey once said, you have to go through certain procedures and certain experiences for you to even get the things you want. So this is why he talks about like you have to go through certain type of pain or suffering so you can learn the lesson. Because if you were to get it right now, you probably won't be prepared for it, or like if you do get it, you won't enjoy it as much. So shout out to Chauncey on. So this shit's no joke. Um yeah, but it's just crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. But life is crazy. But what motivates me a lot in life is knowing that like all the all the abuse, all the painful experiences, all the setbacks, all the confusion that I had to experience growing up and still am experiencing, and all the disappointments to workplaces, through certain career fields, like where I've worked my ass off just to have a certain career or to be in a certain career path and to have certain jobs to where like it's not satisfying me. Like I always get what I want, but not what I need. All those experiences of disappointments, it motivates me to want more out of life, to know that like um I can't settle, or I can't let life beat me down to the point where like I just give up, even though I feel like I do deserve of having great things in life, because I feel like I have put in the work. But I feel like in a way God is kind of testing my patience, or testing my persistence, to see how bad I want it. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that's stopping me is, again, discipline, efforts, hard work, and being in the right mindset, and trauma and blockages. So how am I supposed to do that? One, I have to really observe my life and reflect and know the things I want out of life, to take action, but to also do the healing work. The healing work is very important. Just like what I mentioned in earlier in his life. I have to one of my biggest obstacles and hurdles that in this lifetime that God is blocking me from experiencing is like-minded people. And it's challenging because I have a Scorpio moon, and my Scorpio moon craves that shit. My whole astrology, I have a lot of Scorpio placements. So have a Libra and Venus. So all my astrological placements, they crave deep, intense connections like that. So my challenge, my challenge in this lifetime is to overcome that, is to learn how to give myself that same intensity without another person or a group of people. So I gotta learn how to become way more independent, which makes sense because when I booked a tarot reading, on my past life reading, she mentioned that like on my past life reading, I had a tendency to isolate myself and to not being around people. And in this lifetime, I still do that to this day, because one, people are just fucking stupid, and I don't like being around people, and people are narcissistic. People are just so lame and shallow, and they waste my time. But at the same time, I view people as they waste my time. But basically, when on my past life reading, she mentioned it's crazy. Like when she mentioned my past life, I'm actually experiencing similar shit in this lifetime. I was in, I've also met my twin flame in the past life. We both had the same issues in this lifetime, where like based on our upbringing, it didn't work out because of our traumas, or at least for me, at least in my traumas. And within the family situation, I'm also experiencing the same shit. In my past life, my family was very like evil, and I experienced a lot of inner child wounds in my past life, and that resulted in me isolating from people, and that made me self-sabotage my connection with my twin flame in my past life. In this lifetime, that shit kind of played out. In this lifetime, I'm still around the same type of evil family, right? And being raised around them, yes, I did also develop a lot of inner child wounds in this lifetime. This is why, like I said in my whole videos, like I cut all them off, and now I just do a lot of healing work, and release all the trauma of what they put me through, because they're so narcissistic. And the same thing in this lifetime, I self-sabotage my twin flames connection, because like I said earlier, the love and the connection was so intense. It was so intense that I felt scared. I felt overwhelmed, because I never experienced anything like that before, and I pushed her away pretty much. And that's what led to our separation. And we're not meant to be each other's lives in this lifetime. We're just not. We're just meant to kind of teach each other and show each other our shadow side, so we could do the healing work, so we could be on our spiritual journey and on our spiritual path, so we could dive deep into our spiritual mission pretty much. This is why that connection was so intense in the first place. This shit was so fucking intense, the most intense shit I've experienced my whole life. But it was like that for a reason, so I could catapult into my spiritual journey, so I could do my spiritual mission, shit like that, and do the healing work, so I can know what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? But um yeah, but it just, oh man, but it's weird though, cause like I know the challenges, the obstacles spirits put me through, but just because I know it, it doesn't mean like it's easy to overcome it. This shit's hard, and Tony talks about this. Like he, just go watch his channel, watch like he mentions this shit. Like this shit is not easy. It's not, life is not easy. It's bullshit, and that's why I would rather not reincarnate. I'm not, even if I did chose to experience this shit, if even if I were meant to, like I haven't told myself, even if I am going to become extremely wealthy and successful in this lifetime, if I were to overcome all the obstacles and odds, and if I become very wealthy and live the type of life I want to live, I'm still going to be mentally disturbed and shocked the fact that I still had to experience all this abuse. And that kind of turns me off, knowing that like I never want to experience that shit ever again in my next lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, like, if I have the option to not be a human, or to not come back into this reality, I will not do it, to be honest, because there's so much risks at play. You could create karma. Um, you could, like, it's just, this realm is not nice. It's very hellish, and I wouldn't recommend going back here. You know, it's my opinion. But so I feel like this, it could be my last life. I could be wrong. I'm not sure how the afterlife works. I'm not sure if I'm forced to reincarnate. I hope not. But if I have the option not to, I won't do it. Even if I overcome all the obstacles, I become very famous and wealthy and rich, and I have financial freedom and all the things I want in life. I experience that shit. Even if I were to experience all of that in this lifetime, it's just the fact that I even experienced family abuse and not being around like-minded people and so much isolation and the loneliness and the confusion and just horrible shit. Like, I never want to experience that shit again. Even if it did make me stronger and much wiser and better individual, I still don't want to experience that shit again. Just the fact that this human experience, in order for you to even grow and evolve and become a better version of yourself, is just the fact that you have to, in order for you to do that, you have to go through pain. That tells me that this realm, this reality is not for me. It's not. I don't want to experience that shit. The fuck out of here. The fuck I look like. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I may have the tools. I may be strong enough to overcome it, but doesn't mean I want to do it. Fuck no, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. But in this timeline, it's going to be extremely challenging because, like, unfortunately, just like me and a lot of people, in order for us to get by into this system, into this barbaric, corrupt system, we have to work at these 9 to 5 jobs, because obviously I'm not generating income through entrepreneurship. That's not gonna happen. I could try, but it's not gonna happen. Obviously, with my YouTube, ain't shit happening. So I have to work a 9 to 5. So, like, but it's hard to balance out your personal life and your 9 to 5, because at these 9 to 5 jobs, it was doable back then, for like, once you get out of that 9 to 5, you do have time to work on your side business and your personal goals. That was possible. But in this timeline, with time speeding up and time accelerating, it is extremely, extremely, extremely hard to do all those things, because the days are going by extremely fast. Like how do I explain this? 5 days in this timeline, that's equivalent to one day back then, before time wasn't speeding up in the early 2000s. Now imagine that, you know what I'm saying? So, um, but yeah, so just imagine that. So it is disturbing, you know? Hang on. No, I know I'm just getting trolls. I get, for some reason, I attract a lot of trolls in my life, so I had to block him. Lenny 120. Oh no, man. But he's being weird. But um don't worry, Ghostly. I see that you commented. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna read it right now. Why not? Yep, I agree with you. Thank you so much for the comment and all that. Yeah. Um, but yeah, so again, you got time speeding up and the days accelerating extremely fast. So it's gonna be very hard for the average person to actually get things done, especially if they have a family or if they have other obligations. It's extremely tough. I'm telling you, like, in this timeline, like, the days aren't normal. Like, we like right now what we're experiencing, we're in a whole different timeline compared to the early 2000s. Ever since 2018 and ongoing, we've been in a whole different timeline, and as years going by, it's getting more intense. But this shit happened at such a fucking like slow pace, like that people aren't even aware of what the fuck is going on. That's why you see no one talking about time speeding up on YouTube. Only me, Chauncey One, Mooney Mercury Baby, and Z-List. That's it. And but that's it. Like you don't see people talking about time speeding up being mainstream. Not even on TikTok. Not even on that. And even if you have, it's very rare. So like, and even our videos is not mainstream, or people aren't talking about that as much. So that tells you that people aren't even aware what the fuck is going on. You know. So people may say, "Oh, time is speeding up because you're vibrating high." That may be the case, but let's be real. It just seems like at a collective scale, the days are going by a lot faster. But I'm just amazed how people aren't aware of that, or maybe they are aware of that. They just haven't voiced their mind, or they haven't voiced their thoughts on it through a social media platform. But even just being around these people and working with them, like they don't seem to even notice it or bothered by it. You know what I'm saying? Because I be observing them, and they seem normal. With me, I'm like all stressed out. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Well, in my mind, I'm not saying that person. I'm like, even though I'm making all these videos on YouTube, I don't push that. I don't push information towards people in real life. I don't do that. I'm a completely different person in real life. Not even that. I'm just like when I'm in a work setting, I'm very professional. So I just keep it to myself pretty much. I don't spread information towards people in real life. I don't do that. But unless they ask, I guess. But yeah, but I feel like life kind of sucks, man, because like me, I really desire to be free and to be financially free. This is why, like, once my military contract is up in 2026 February, I'm considering not working for a job ever again. Like, no, well, not ever again. That's kind of a bold statement, but like, I'm considering just not working for at least a year or two, because I really want to live in the beach in Los Angeles. I want to live in Venice Beach or in Santa Monica Beach. I just want to work out, do yoga, and just meditate and just do my own thing and be in the water all day, and to I guess run, because I love running, and I love making YouTube videos, and whatever I feel like doing, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, money is gonna set me back to where like I probably won't even have a car, or I probably won't even have a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I wouldn't care as long as I live in the beach, and if it's hot weather. If it's hot weather year round, I'm straight. But if it's cold weather, that's gonna fuck me up. And not only that, but then you got homeless people who are very like psychotic, so that's kind of gonna like prevent me from doing the things I want to do. But I'm still gonna do it. Fuck it, YOLO. Like you only live like I think part of life is to follow your heart, follow your passion, no matter what. Even if it doesn't work out, just the fact that you attempt to do it, that's all that matters. you know or maybe who knows, maybe I do like being in the military, maybe I do like working, maybe I just need like a year break, or a year off, or a couple years off, you know what I'm saying, and just live by the beach and just enjoy my time, and then come back and re-enlist, you know what I'm saying. I could do that, but yeah, but I don't know me, but like at this point, bro. Like I just want to like I'm at a point in my life where like I just want to be free, man. Like I just want to do the things I want to do. I just want to travel around the world. I want to meet different types of people. I want to expand my horizons. I just want to do things where like I have no obligations to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. Like me, like for example, me, I love working out, but if I'm obligated to work out through someone's schedule, then I would not like doing that. If anything, I'll procrastinate, and I feel lazy doing it. But if I'm wanting to work out based on my own schedule, then yeah, I love doing that. I have more energy. Whenever I'm doing things on my own terms, then I have more energy. Same thing with, I noticed this with school and college, because me, I love education. I love learning. I love to self-learn. I do take time out of my day to learn about math. I do like to read and stuff like that, and learn English, and learn other education like biology and just random shit like that, and how a car works. I love doing that, but on my own terms, not from an obligation. When I'm at college, or when I'm taking college classes, or when I'm in school, I tend to struggle with that. Not because it's hard for me to pass. I could pass, but I just don't like doing it based on someone else's time or obligation or schedule. You know what I'm saying? I don't want be forced to do things based on someone's time. If I feel like doing it, I'm gonna do it. If I don't feel like doing it, I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? This is why I actually dropped out and withdraw a lot of my college classes. You know, because I just didn't feel like doing it. The first two college classes I took online, I did pass both of them with the A+. I don't know, with A minus, and then the other class with the B+. But that shit was hell. I was going through hell. Like, I even made a video on how much I hated school. It was like a year ago. No, it's probably like it was like 9 months ago, and how much I hated the education system. I made a video about that, and because it pissed me off, because I hate working. I hate doing shit based on someone else's time, and these college classes are outdated. All this shit I've learned in these college classes, I could learn that shit off of YouTube for free. You know what I'm saying? So, and then one of my biggest regrets, I'm 26. Um, but but it's just, I don't know, man. But yeah, I think one of the best things in life is knowing that, like, at any given moment, you have the option of living life through following your heart. You know what I'm saying? So if you're watching this video, obviously don't take my advice, but you know, if you're going to live life, try to experience life to where, like, you're actually living life through your heart. It could be anything, and don't care what people say, because at the end of the day, people have no say so towards how they view you. You know what I'm saying? These people, they don't fucking matter. And I know it sounds corny, but like, these people, they really don't fucking matter. You know, follow your heart, because how I look at it, and it's a fact too. We're all alive for a reason. If you don't have a purpose, if you're not meant for great things, then you're not gonna be here. But just the fact that you're here and you're alive, you're meant for great things. You're meant to do great things. You know. So follow your heart, do what you love. Don't let society, don't let the money system, don't let corrupt government scare you into living a life you don't like enjoy living. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you hate the job you're working at, yes, do what you gotta do to make money to survive. But if you have the option to get out of it, just get out of it. And if you want to do, if you want to do, like, I don't know, if you love drawing, if you love acting, if you love, like, doing anything career wise, just go for it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but But yeah, man. But I'm not gonna lie. It is frustrating that God will put you through certain situations that are out of your control, and that's very painful. I have a lot of anger and animosity and bitterness and hatred towards the Creator. Um, you too, Ghostly. You too. Thank you so much. I'm gonna keep this live up. I really appreciate you for liking and commenting. I make sure I will answer your questions. I really appreciate you, bro. Like, you are the best, man. Stay up and keep doing what you're doing. As you're sleeping, I'll continue with this video. But yeah, um, you just have to use your painful experiences to make you a better version of yourself. You just have to do it. I feel like pain, it does turn you to a much better version of yourself, but you just gotta do what you gotta do, and but yeah, but it's just this is weird living life. It's very weird knowing that, like, time is speeding up, the days are going by a lot faster, so I'm always in a constant rush. God damn, it's almost 11. Shit. So it's hard to keep up with life, and like, this life we're living, like, is not the same. It's just not. So, like, all the routines, all the certain things I want to get done throughout the day, I can't do that shit because time is speeding up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's so frustrating. Um, but yeah, man. Also, just like what Chauncey once said, like, in any life situation you're in, try to make the best out of it. You know what I'm saying? You you maybe put, or like me, because there are times where, like, I'm put in a shitty ass living situation, and I hate it so much, or in a career situation. But since I'm forced to be around here, I might as well make the best out of it. So you always got to find things to make the most out of it. And I feel like if you have that mindset, it's gonna get you very far in life. Because unfortunately, in this human experience, God or spirit or your higher self or this reality will put you in situations where it's gonna make you miserable, to where you're not gonna like it. Not in a good way to help you grow, but just for the fuck of it, just for the sake of the experience. So if you're gonna be put into that situation, why not make the best out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? So and it come in different ways. You just gotta look at the pros in every cons of the situation, and you just gotta look at the bright side because the mind is so powerful. You can really change your mind, and it can really change your reality. That's how powerful the mind is. There's why one new mind frame on the channel, she talks about changing, or like, yeah, changing the subconscious unconscious mind through a lot of self-love affirmations and reprogramming your subconscious mind into a lot of self-love. Then you're gonna train your brain or in your mind into be in a higher vibration, because you're constantly programming your mind and your subconscious mind that you're worthy of great things in life. And once you're able to do that successfully, then bam, the sky's the limit. And then how your mind goes is gonna match your reality. And that's how you're able to manifest and attract the things you want, like financial freedom, or being in the career you love, or just being in the right mental state to where like you're able to attract the things you want. And that's how you're in the right alignment, and you're in the right energy. There's what Chauncey talks about. It's, yeah, you have to be in the right alignment or the right energy to be successful at getting the things you want out of life. And this is why on YouTube you see, or in the internet in general, you see some people make money, but yet you see some people who fail to make money. And these people who are failing to make money is because they're they're working their ass off, but they're not in the right alignment. Versus the people who aren't doing as half hard work as other people are doing, or they're not even worthy of it, but they're in the right alignment, they're in the right mindset, they're in the right energy. So they're able to attract the things they want out of life. And they've been through a lot of experiences. So that's how you gotta look at it. So it gets complicated, but you know what I'm saying. Do the healing work, do the shadow work, learn more about yourself, heal the unconscious and subconscious mind, reprogram your mind, be in the right alignment, do a lot of healing work, take action so your spirit will know that. And you have to experience certain type of suffering and bullshit misery. And once you get to the other side, bam, the sky's the limit. But even then, spirit still calls the shots. So you don't have true free will. But when it comes to anything in life, always believe in yourself, always be delusional. Being delusional is part of success, but at the same time, just know that, like, if you're not getting the things you want, if you're not getting results, don't give up. It's just spirit trying to, like, it's just spirit doing some dumb shit like that, so you could become more persistent. Um, that's all I gotta say, man. I don't know, man. I'm just pissed. I'm just very pissed that God or the universe or spirit, they really are blocking me from meeting like-minded people, because it's, look at my life. Like, I be observing my life. Like, I observe my life a lot. I do a lot of reflection, and I'm aware I'm not experiencing this. Other people are experiencing this as well. But like, it's not a coincidence that God will put me around a family who are very abusive, and I've always been around narcissistic people, narcissistic relationships, and dumbass fucking people in the workplace are disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit is not a coincidence. Clearly, God is blocking, and I haven't met not one like-minded person, only through the internet. But that's it. I never met a very nurturing, loving individual. Never have I met people like that. So from that alone, I automatically have a lot of trauma. I have a lot of abandonment issues, rejection issues, and I have a lot of self-esteem issues, because I don't know myself that much, because I was never taught on how to love myself, because I was born around a fucked up family, and I always been around a lot of like this manipulative, evil ass, demonic people, because spirit purposely put me through that shit so I can learn lessons to overcome it based on my spirit. You know what I'm saying? So it's bullshit. And I got facts, because look at my zodiac placements. I have a Scorpio moon, I have a Libra and Venus, I have a Scorpio Mars, and a Scorpio rising. Scorpio placements are it's a very traumatizing placement to have. It's one of the most traumatizing placements to have, depending on where it's at. But it just comes to show that, like, life is bullshit, pretty much. That's why I don't take life personal. I'm aware all this shit I'm experiencing, it's all soul contracts, it's all pre-planned. It was all pre-planned from before I was even fucking born. So this is why when bullshit, dumb shit, or just dumbass people, I look at them as fucking retarded, and I just look at it as like, I don't take these things seriously. I don't. It may seem like it because I make videos bitching about it, but nah, not really. I'm releasing my thoughts because I'm still in the human body. I still need to release. You know what I'm saying? But said, bro, what does it have to do with zodiac signs? We gotta rewind my video, man. I'm not gonna explain it. Um, because look at your life experiences, right? Then look at your astrological and study astrology. First, study astrology. Study your placements, then observe and reflect on your life and see what type of influences astrology has over your life, and you're going to see how it plays out. This is why you have full moon cycles and Mercury retrogrades and full moon eclipse, because they also have an effect within the human psyche. So this is why we have a Leo full moon, an Aries full moon, a Scorpio full moon, and it affects the human. It affects the collective, especially people who are very sensitive. It affects them as well too. But that's all I gotta say, and have a good one. Peace.